internet now.
Hey, look at that.
Hey team, can you see comments just so I can leave this up here?
I can't.
Now. That's okay.
How are we, peeps?
I'll see if it'll work. Hey Geo Squad, we're sorry, that just took a little while to get set up because that's okay. School internet.
Probably
I need to mute that.
turn the sound down on that.
Sorry, I've just got my phone so I can see if you guys have comments, and we want you to comment with questions and stuff
Can you see the comments?
as we go. We haven't got any comments yet. There's 14 of you watching. Someone say hi. So
Someone
we can see.
make a comment just so we can see if it's working. This is the first time we've done this. We apologise for being terrible and not what we're doing.
Here we go. We've got hi, all G. Hi, guys. Hey, we miss you. First of all, Geo Squad. It's so weird not having you at school.
So empty. It's quiet. It's quiet all the time.
We're just saying we miss class. We miss
freaking me
teaching.
out.
We've social distance. We've got our chairs.
There's a barrier. This
We
is
even miss each other.
stop. Hello.
We miss you too.
No.
Yeah, we miss you more.
Everyone's got like weird YouTube handles, so we can't.
Some of them are.
Some of them
hey.
are. Some
Hey,
are.
Matt.
We're not really supposed to say anyone's name
Yeah.
identifiably, but you know who you are.
So what we're going to do today, Sis, why so casual?
Well, there's no one here. Like,
It's actually really like eerie. Is that the
Yeah.
word? Eerie? Eerie.
yeah, this is how I dress. Like, I don't always
around here.
wear a polo shirt. Like, I do a lot, but sometimes I don't. And this is one of those times where I'm not.
Do you have the same shoes on as always though? I
Of
feel like
course.
you do. Hold on. There you go. You feel normal. The shoes are the same.
Same shorts as well. So it's really casual from waist up. Yeah.
And I
So
still have my dress on that I wear all the time
she
with my
wears
boxes.
she wears the same thing every day. So how are our questions going?
Just comments.
Oh,
Oh, the bell!
Remember that?
Remember the
Remember
bell?
when there used to be a bell?
All right, guys, get up, walk to the other room.
Yeah. I think that's lunchtime.
Bring Mr. West in.
No, but yeah, that's lunchtime.
There's no Mr. West at here at the moment.
Yeah.
So we can't bring him in. Okay, so what we're going to do.
We're the only ones here, like literally from social science. This is us.
So we're working from home, so all that feedback you're getting and stuff, like they're still working.
Yeah,
It's just
everyone's online. I'm teaching on the deck, which is nice. Still on the deck with my laptop and the sausage. Get some work done. But
dogs. How's
yeah.
everyone's dogs?
Are you all watching geography? Yes. Good. I'm sure someone's commenting.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go through the years, 12. We might start at 7 and we'll work up to 12.
Okay, fair enough.
And
Because 12 is the most important. We'll leave it to the end.
yeah, but we'll just talk about random stuff that we find interesting within that topic. So even if you're not in year 7, you can still maybe be interested in what's happening.
And most of all of our year 12s, you would have done a different course in year 7. So your 7 Geo is different to what year 7 Geo are doing now. So I don't know, you just might find that kind of interesting.
Yeah. I'll try and keep an eye on the comments. A few questions before we start. It's actually lagged, so when I look down,
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
you're still talking. Okay. A few questions before we start, Sis.
Okay.
Because we need to acknowledge that things are a little different.
Mm-hmm. There's a current
There
situation.
is a situation.
We're calling it the current situation.
Current situation, Sissio, what is something that you've taken for granted all this time that you now miss because of being locked up inside all the time?
It's going to sound sappy, but I just miss having all the students here all the time. It's just school is a very weird place with no one here. Like when I'm at home, I kind of just hang out on my deck and at home anyway. Like, you know,
Off your deck.
yeah, the deck's really good. I don't tend to like go to massive rave parties and stuff like that. Like, so it's not a lot different for me. I just like to go to Bunnings and spend all my money at Bunnings on things that I don't really need. So that's kind of weird that I can't do that. But it's just coming to work every day, like working from home instead. I sort of like, I feel like I've got an office job, which I've told many classes in the past stories about how I worked in an office for about 10 minutes and then went, nope, I'm out. And that's when I decided to be a teacher. So I get bored really, 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 really easily, as I'm sure you haven't noticed. So yeah, just not being able to talk to you guys every day.
So sappy.
It's just weird. I know. I
Yeah.
don't have feelings. But if I did, this would be a time where I'd probably experience, what's the word?
Emotion.
Sadness.
Sadness.
Never had it, but that's what would
That's what you
be
take for
probably
granted.
now. That's what I take for granted. What about you? What did you take for granted that you?
Well, some of you may be surprised to hear this, but I'm a very type A person.
What does that mean?
What does that mean? How do you describe what type A means?
You?
Me.
Yeah.
Basically, like I'll wake up
Neurotic.
Saturday morning and have a list ready to go, and I'm going to go to this place, and I'm going to see this person, and I'm going to meet up with this person, and then I'm going to this place. Like I don't stop. Like the way I am at school, like running around getting stuff done, is how I am all the time. So like I'll go home from school and be like, oh, I'm going to have a break from school. I'm going to edit videos. So now
She
I'm
likes
like,
making lists.
lists and doing things, being productive and achieving things.
Those comments.
So I hate being at home. I'm just a on the go kind of person, and I can't do much. So I just make lists about stuff. My house gets real tidy, and my Google Classrooms are legit. I'm just gonna have a look at comments. Stop spamming. Miss Mulligan is the best teacher. Agree.
We no doubt. Like, not going to argue with that.
Hey sir and miss.
Hello.
Oh, emotions.
Oh.
That was yours, not mine. Mine is just about my own sadness. Hey, I hate being at home. Same, me too. Enjoy the next
Me.
little while.
Much time.
We won't predict. Next question, Squiz, is what's something you are enjoying? Because it's not all bad. There's positives. What's something you're enjoying about this situation?
Yeah, it's good to try and find positives. I like the way that everyone's adapted really quickly, and a lot of people are like taking it in their stride. It's not the best situation, but it is what it is. And I like also the fact that people using technology, using the internet, using social media, are actually like really trying to.
Someone said they'd donate $3,000 if I dabbed.
Done well. It's over
To
now.
me?
Yeah. So I like the way everyone's coming together and really trying to help each other out. I'm seeing a lot of like posts about mental health and like people trying to support each other and spread fun things to do online. And there's like a lot of photo challenges and
I think
stuff.
you have someone shopping.
What?
I live in a place where we have a lot of people over 70 who are now told to stay inside. And I put a post up in our community page and said, hey, I'm still working. If anyone needs stuff, I'll pick it up on the way home. And someone commented and said, yeah, I can't leave. Can you get me milk? So
No.
hopefully there's milk left.
Yeah. No, there's heaps of milk.
Oh, cool.
Lots of milk.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's like,
oh, thanks for pointing that out. Someone pointed out we have 30 people watching, so we've got a whole class. It's like back to normal. Welcome, class.
wait, so if
Wait,
anyone.
what do you have to say when you walk into class, Cizio?
Right, I settled down.
You're back.
I miss saying that.
This is actually really fun, guys. Do this more. I really like this. I feel
Yeah.
a little bit more connected to you guys.
Yeah, I know. We.
Oh, so what I'm enjoying.
Yes. What did you find super like
Surprisingly good.
Find the goodness in the badness. What are you enjoying?
Okay, so this is really lame.
It's definitely. Well, we just assumed it was going to be lame.
And before I have actual friends, but my best friend is my dog, and I love her so much. And we just spend all day together, like all day, every day next to my dog, and I just love it so much.
I thought of another one.
Yeah, dogs.
Of course, having the sausage dog around. I bring the sausage dog into class, but there's like, Mr. West said we can't.
Binge watching, someone said.
Binge watching is good, but I like the small things. Teaching in Ugg boots. On Friday, I was on the deck teaching through Google Classroom.
Yeah.
Wearing Ugg boots.
Yeah.
So
Someone just asked a really good question.
okay. Oh, good.
Is anyone at school? So this is really important that we make this point that school is still open.
You need to be
If
here.
you need to be here. So if your parents are like essential workers and may need to go out and like don't have access to technology, like something that you need to be here, then yes, school is still open. But there are some students still here.
But very, very few.
That's a really good question. The next one is, are you vegans?
Big no.
I'm a
Definitely.
flexitarian.
It's not a thing.
It means I go between being a pescatarian and not being one.
Then that's nothing then. So you're an op. That's literally nothing.
But no, I eat less meat.
No, definitely not. Steak, more steak, much steak.
Why did you choose to become geo teachers? If a lobster can fly in Israel, is Japan near Africa?
Relatively.
More so if a lobster's flying, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on your perspective.
All right.
What was the good question?
Oh my God, I have to ask you this one.
Okay.
Have to.
Mm-hmm.
The most important question: how are the solar panels?
Oh, who was that?
My class, JC.
Oh, of course, JC. Thank you for asking, Mr. JC. They are excellent. Yesterday, for example, it rained much of the day. I still generated 54 kilowatt hours during the day. Now, to put that in perspective, Ms. Coburn, I'll use about 14 kilowatt hours for the 24-hour period. So even on a cloudy, rainy day, I generated 54. I still generated like 3 to 4 times more, 3 to 4 houses worth of electricity just with my roof. So good.
All right, I'm saving. Someone said impressive. I'm saving up.
That is impressive.
I really don't care. I'm saving up some of your questions because I do want to get to some geo because your parents probably walking in. They're like, you said you were doing.
Yeah, this is not schoolwork.
And you talk solar panels.
Well, I often rant about random things, including solar panels in a lesson. So this is basically it. If I was wearing a polo shirt right now, this would be a lesson.
Can we also, like, we're up to 33. I would love to get to 50. So if you guys can just take this quick, don't actually get out of the live chat, but chuck something on Insta and tell people to come watch.
Yeah.
Always promoted. Always. Okay, let's go through. Year 12.
No, I thought we're going to.
Year 7.
7 and then up.
Yeah, so year 7.
So we finish with 12 because they're the peak.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't have year 7 if you do.
I don't.
So I'll start. Year 7 have been learning about communities and multiculturalism in Australia and how lucky we are to be in a multicultural country where we have people from all over the world, all different nationalities, but then also the problems that can bring because we have had some problems in our society with racism and accepting different cultures.
Mm-hmm.
So first question, and it may be kind of, actually let's ask the audience. Can anyone guess where Sisio's heritage is? How does Mr. D'Amico say your last name?
Chitsio.
Chitsio.
Doesn't even have like a CH.
So any guesses? We've got, no, that's not the answer. Zimbabwe? No, it's not Zimbabwe. Medford Skate Park.
Nailed it.
No, we got it in one.
My heritage is Medford Skate Park.
Italian.
Hey.
I'm going to Swiss after that. Spain.
Oh, no. Well,
Italy.
No, technically it is Swiss. Who said is it Swiss? Anyone? HS in your class?
No, I don't know.
Okay. Well done.
Good job.
Swiss person. Yeah, no, it is. So Swiss-Italian border. So very northern, just north of Italy, but it's an Italian name, but my great-great-grandfather came out to Australia when he was, actually, I think
so you're like
he got
fourth
born,
generation?
I've got a feeling he was born on the boat like it's really weird because even though my last name is odd and I go through my entire life spelling it and telling people how to pronounce it, both my parents, all 4 of my grandparents, and all 8 of my great-grandparents were all born in Australia. So
I'm the opposite to that.
I'm really weird. I'm really weirdly genetically uninteresting in terms of my heritage because I'm very, very domestic.
I'm not very interested in where I came from, but my dad wasn't born here. So I'm like, is that first generation, second generation, my dad?
The first generation one is the one who moves.
My dad.
And then if
so my dad's the first generation.
You're a
moved
second
over.
generation.
Yeah, probably when he was about like a lot of your ages. He came over from England.
That's
Essex.
That's why she can't say garage.
I say garage. And I used to say yogurt, but I got teased.
Good.
And my mum's side is from England as well. So I'm just very British.
Obviously, you get your name usually from your dad's dad that follows father to son. So that's where this is your name. Every other name in my family tree is Smith, Scott,
Rebecca is mine.
Clark, like
Rebecca.
just all like very
Dixon.
Yeah, and I do,
Irish.
and I also have my mum's mum was a Mulligan.
Oh, cool. Yeah. All right, we're going to do a quick game now. I'm going to give you 10 seconds. I want you to name as many nationalities that you have a friend from that nationality.
Wow,
Is that hard? I can think of heaps. All right, 10 seconds. Ready?
Okay.
Set, go.
Ethiopian, Italian, English, French, German.
I think my hands might be when you went quicker.
Yeah, that's about it.
Cool. Okay.
I'm sure I can name more, but I was under pressure.
Under
Shout out to the Ethiopian.
So
She knows who she is.
my two bridesmaids, when I got married, one is from South Africa and one is from England.
Oh yeah, actually, I've got a South Africa.
I have a very good friend who's been my friend my whole life from Pakistan. Bunch more. Greece, Italy, brother's girlfriend, who she's out there, is from Sweden. Sweden. I was about to say
By the way,
Switzerland,
she's
Sweden.
giving herself more than 10 seconds. She only gave me 10
yeah.
seconds. So, it's fine, whatever.
But what I'm trying to point out, and people are coming to hear like all these places, is a super multicultural country. Everyone knows people from other countries.
We are the most multicultural country on earth, especially with our genetic heritage. So I can't remember the stat, but I think it's now more than 50% of people in Australia were either born overseas themselves or have at least one parent who was.
Story of our life. Someone just commented, Sis knows more about your family than you do, miss. He knows everything.
We'll work married, so it happens. Yeah.
All right, year 8.
Year 8.
Let's move on, because I did help someone at 2:30. It's 2:23, but we can go a bit long.
Nah, it's whatever.
Year 8.
We're YouTube stars. We get to make demands now.
With our 34 viewers.
Look, this is the start, okay? Thank you, everyone who's currently viewing. You can say you were here at the start.
Yeah.
You hear from the ground up.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
When we're the next Dolan
Started
twins,
from the bottom,
shout out to the Dolan twins, who are also YouTubers. When we're the next Joe Rogan, like you guys can say, I liked Geo Explain Online before it was cool.
People are just saying no and stop. Is that my singing? My rapping?
That's probably what it is.
I thought it was really good.
But,
Do you still teach classes at the moment? Yeah, we do. Okay, we want to clear this up, just for everyone out there. I am working harder now than I was before. So anyone who's like, oh, teachers get an early break, we are working more hours and harder than we have in the past, without the part we love, the part we like, which has been in front of you guys. So this is not like, definitely not a break for us. It's hectic. Is the musical Hamilton a reliable source? No. It's my favorite thing.
that must hurt
But
you to
it's
say.
no,
That
it's
must
not.
really hurt you to say no.
There's this whole song about how Hamilton meets the Schuyler sisters and he has to pick between them. In reality, when Hamilton met Angelica Schuyler, she was already married, so there was no choice. So it's not reliable at all, but it's great. You should listen to it.
Don't know any word of that, what that meant. So year 8, what are we?
Year 8's Water in the World.
Water in the world.
We've been looking at natural hazards and the water ones.
Water hazards.
Water
So we've got cyclones, we've got floods, hurricanes, tsunamis. This one is tsunami in sign language. It can be very dangerous. Flooding in particular.
You know all that flooding around here, especially if you person.
Everyone's know they're from Seaham.
Milk arrowroot biscuits or Scotch fingers?
Scotch fingers. Oh, that's close.
I hate both of those things.
No, they're both excellent. I think Scotch fingers just pips it because you can snap them in half.
What is your most, thinking back
Aesthetically pleasing.
to your life as a whole, what natural disaster do you like vividly remember
Oh.
being reported on?
Well, reported on.
Yeah, is there one? Yeah. Or
Because
like
I remember vividly the Newcastle earthquake.
Oh, okay. I got a cute story. Do you want to hear a cute story?
Oh, fine.
So my husband, he's the great, not like
The other one.
my actual husband. He was like 4 when the earthquake happened, and the newspaper interviewed him, and we still got a little clipping where he said, "I thought a T-Rex was stomping on my house." How adorable. He's not watching. He's working.
Okay. Because the Newcastle earthquake hit 3 days after Christmas, 28th or 29th. Was it 28th? 28th, 3 days after Christmas. And I've told this story to some of my classes in the past. I just got a Lego pirate ship, large Lego pirate ship.
Someone just said the one where your Lego boat died in the earthquake.
Thank you. Thank you
I was like, what
for
is this
listening.
person talking about?
That person knows my stories.
We keep getting asked to give a shout out to, I can't say name, I'm not saying name,
No, let's
JB,
JB.
because it's his birthday.
Oh,
Happy
happy
birthday,
birthday.
JB.
Yeah, we can't say.
Sorry, we can't say
Because-
student names.
Yeah.
But JB, happy birthday. Sorry, keep telling me about your Lego boat.
Yeah, anyway, a quick story because a lot of them would have heard it, but I spent 3 full days building my Lego pirate ship, and I was really happy with it, very proud. Put my little guys on there, had a go with their sword and a pirate's hat. And I finished it and I stood back and I went, oh, that's great. 3 days of work crowd, stood back, and in my memory, there was about 10 seconds between finishing pirate ship and earthquake hitting and knocking my pirate ship onto the ground and smashing it. Now, I could have misremembered that. It might have been hours, but in my mind, it was not more than 30 seconds of admiring a intact pirate ship before it got earthquake. Then we ran out, and I can't even remember like what happened after that. I can't remember rebuilding it or anything like that. But yeah, remember the earthquake?
From somebody who is studying to be a primary teacher first year, and they probably just had to go from uni and take a break. And the answer is 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
No.
What?
I'm kidding. Yes, of course I would.
When I quit Domino's to be a teacher, I was a bit worried if I'd made the right decision, because you don't really know if you're going to like something until you actually do it. You don't get to do it until second year of uni when you do your first prac. So there's a good 18 months there of making the decision, starting uni, and not having done it actually yet in the classroom and not knowing.
I went my first prac after 2 weeks because I did a diploma.
So after my first prac, 18 months into my uni course, it was then I realised, yes, I've made the right decision. This is awesome. Best decision I've ever made in my entire life.
All right. Is there one you remember being reported on in the media that got like heaps of attention? Because I remember one vividly, and that was the Boxing Day tsunami. Like I remember just watching the TV all day to like what was happening, and there was the live performances.
Yeah. Tell you the one I most vividly remember watching on TV live as it happened was the Japan tsunami in 2010. The Kobe earthquake, and I think it was Kobe. What was that? So northern Japan. I can't remember the town. Anyway, but yeah, it killed like 30,000 people. Very terrible. But because there was a good 30 minutes between earthquake, tsunami warning, and the tsunami coming in, all the TV cameras were ready to go. So while the 2004 Indonesian tsunami was mainly home videos and stuff like that came out after, the Japan 2010 tsunami, and you can still see all this footage on YouTube, the TV helicopters and stuff were waiting, like following the wave in. So you just got live, I was watching it on Foxtel, live as it happened, just waves just sweeping across the countryside and stuff, which is absolutely surreal. It's like watching a movie. You had to keep telling yourself that you're watching something live on TV.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. No, so that was definitely a water in the world kind of.
Yeah, absolutely. Year 9 are doing biomes. Neither of us teach year 9 this year, do we?
No, I don't have year 9.
But we both taught bio.
So many people pick our senior subjects that are almost all my classes are senior.
Yeah, I've only got 2 juniors now.
Yeah, exactly. I've only got one. Yeah.
But I love the bio topic. I love looking at Borneo and the impact that deforestation is having in Borneo. I don't know where they're up to though, so it's kind of hard.
Favourite biome?
The Boreal Forest, which I tell my students is the Twilight Forest, where the all the trees look exactly the same and they're covered in
Wait, is this
snow,
one?
and they climb up it. That's Hunger Games. He's not very good at
There's literally no different. Is that the sparkly vampire one?
Yeah.
See?
But Hunger Games, they're not even similar.
They're exactly the same thing. Question?
I love Twilight. Thank you. I can accept now that it wasn't the best movies, but it's like an important part of my childhood. So, what's your favourite biome?
After last year, the Barrier Reef.
Why is that?
Because we went to the Barrier Reef. Shout out to current year 12 and year 11 who joined us in scuba diving.
What was your favourite animal at the reef?
Oh, the fish.
Wally
the fish. This next year, assuming that we can go, next year when we go, this is going to be a highlight again. They've got a fish that I didn't think you could train fish, but Wally the fish on the reef. I was scuba diving down, and they've got this little place where they have you take a photo. And so you hold onto this sort of bar that they've put in seabed so you don't float away, and they bring the fish down so you can have a photo with the fish. And they tapped the fish on the side of the fish. I was going to say shoulder, but I don't think fish have shoulders. So they tapped the fish.
Did actually tap?
Yeah, no. I watched it happen. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. They tapped the fish on the side of the fish, tapped me on the shoulder, and the fish swam down, turned and faced the camera, and sat still next to me for photos. I'm like, that is the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was legit it was more better trained than my sausage dog by far.
Yeah, guys, can we keep the comments not sweary, okay?
It's going to have to delete them.
Well, I'm trying to work out how to delete them now, but I can't. I might have to block you. I don't block people. So it's okay, have a bit of fun. Please don't swear because this is a school thing and we want to keep doing these for you.
Correct.
So.
Then send you out. I'll do it. I'll send you out of the chat.
I'm going to have heaps of questions, and I think this is a good one to address.
Okay.
Is about what are your thoughts on assessments being cancelled?
Are we allowed to really talk much about that?
We can just say that they have been.
They have been.
Like,
yeah.
We're not going to give our thoughts because it's a school decision.
Yeah. School decision is until the end of term 2, they're all assessments 7 to 12 are cancelled. That's it. That's
kind of all we can say about that. As far as thoughts go, I think the main thing is that we're still going to be giving you the assessment tasks. And I think it's really important that you do them. One thing that came out last year for geography in HSC, you do 3 essays. And one of the essays was the exact same essay that we had given to year 12, and they all walked out and said their Great Barrier Reef essay was the best because they had to do it for an assessment task. Yeah. So we don't want you to miss out on that. So
well, you'll be doing, we're just going to rejig what would have been the assessment task into classwork.
So you still need to do them.
You still need to do the same stuff.
And make it just as important as an assessment task, because the reason they're so good at it was because they took that time to like memorize it and do it. Yeah. So make sure you still do it.
And the HSC is still on, so whether assessment tasks are cancelled or not, you're still preparing for the HSC in the same way. So keep doing that.
Are we going to ignore the fact that Kobo just casually put on a tiara?
Yes.
Cool.
So are you teaching year 10?
Okay, sorry, this person needs to go.
Who is it?
They just keep swearing.
Okay. Someone just got sent out. Sucks to be you. Bye.
See ya. All right, what were we up to? Year 10?
Year 10.
Year 10 is actually my favourite junior topic.
Also not teaching year 10.
Also not teaching year 10. But it is my favourite junior topic, and that is human well-being.
Oh, I like that.
Which is, relevant. So, human well-being, anything you want to talk about? Hans
is lovely and a great person. Shout out to Hans.
Yeah.
Just quickly, like human well-being, as bad as things get, especially at the moment with the current situation, in terms of pretty much every stat, current situation notwithstanding, every metric of human well-being is essentially getting better. There's less crime, people are living longer, people are better educated, there's fewer people living in absolute poverty, there's fewer people starving, there's fewer people with no access to fresh water. Generally, the world is getting much, much better very, very quickly. You almost never hear any of that on the news because good news stories for some reason don't get as much traction and most clicks. If you put some catastrophe on the news, everyone clicks it, looks at it, therefore they can generate ad revenue. When you have a story that
sorry,
go on.
Everyone is commenting, and that's why I gave it to you. They want you to put on the tiara. Perfect. Are you happy, guys?
I didn't
want to interrupt what he was saying, but it's coming through.
Shout out to HSC 2016 because this was a present from them to me. I used to sass them a lot apparently, so they started calling me a sass queen. That's what that is.
It's just, you can ask Israel or Iraq. I don't have an opinion on Israel or Iraq, so you can stop.
They are both countries.
Both countries. They start with I.
Yes.
All right.
They do both start with I.
Yeah.
Israel. Iran. Yeah.
All right, year
11. All right, senior geo time.
A great topic, which is political geography. Political geography is all about how countries interact with each other, how we've changed from a world of large empires that just wanted to take over the rest of the world to small nation states trying to tackle large global issues through international governance.
So we've got empires to city-states to countries, all about national sovereignty in general, who has sovereignty, who has control over an area of land. Back in the oldie times, they love you like tiara, are they?
We're just going to give the shout outs from year 11. Hey, year 11. I miss you guys.
I'm so sad I don't teach year 11 this
year.
You
should be, they're the best.
Wait.
They're as well as my year 12s, the best.
Shit.
I'd
never say that, year 12.
You're all
I'd never
the best.
say that about you.
You're all the best.
Oh, no. Hedging. What was I going to say? Sovereignty or something about sovereignty. So back in the day, the only way to have power, have a powerful nation, have A strong nation was to basically take as much land as you possibly could. Therefore, most of the last couple of thousand years, especially the last 500, is particularly European powers going and taking as much land as they possibly could, and through colonization, because the one way you got power was to have as many territories under your control as you could. Now power is more about economic outreach. The world cities topic comes into this little bit near 12. The more interconnected a city is, the more technically advanced the city is, the more powerful it's going to be these days. You don't really need to control much space, physical space. Like Singapore is quite powerful, and it's tiny. It's just one little tiny city. Britain is still quite powerful, despite having none of its empire left. Still technologically advanced, still has a very large global influence. So the need to control land is less important now than it used to be.
It links in pretty well with our urban places topic in Year 12, the idea of world cities and how they, control global governance.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm just getting lots of comments coming through. I had to block someone else.
Really?
I'm mean. I will block you.
Sure.
You want not appropriate? Gone.
Were they students?
I don't even know.
Don't know. Imagine getting blocked.
Oh, here we go. Previous one. Shout out to someone's cat. Josh's cat.
Whose cat?
I can't say her full name, but Josh.
Josh.
Shout out to your cat, mate.
What's the cat's name?
Bay? B-A-I?
B?
A-I.
Bay. Shout out to Cat.
Yeah. All the cats, all the dogs, we love them. Okay.
Oh, I've got the Sammy cat.
Sammy cat.
Sam.
Sammy cat. Hey, someone named the cat after
I
me.
finally got
you got the things now?
The chat finally came up.
Oh, someone's cat said thanks.
Got the platinum on Minecraft. Good. I'm glad we're using our Minecraft as the
All right, let's answer these questions so they can stop asking.
Yeah.
Medford Skate Park or CM General Store? CM General Store.
I'm going to say CM General Store.
Because the skate park's closed now.
It's Mr. Diddley, everybody. Dude.
I said I would help him. Do you want to keep talking?
Do you want to?
I thought your name was Samantha. Come on. Go away. I hate you.
Mr. Diddley, would you like to say hello to the YouTube audience?
Hello, YouTube audience.
Come in and
We're live.
wave.
We're
literally live.
31 students.
Mr.
Right
Diddley is in the room right now, everybody. Yeah, we've got 31 people.
And then we might sign off for the day and we'll come back.
Because we haven't done year 12 yet.
Yeah, we should do year 12.
We should do year 12. We'll do year 12, quick ecosystem values rundown, because that's what we're going to be doing now.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
Is that all right? You can chill in here.
Give us a comment if you would like
Now
to.
it's a party.
Yeah, so get Mr. Diddley in here.
Dibley's my favourite teacher.
Diddley, yeah, there's a lot of big Diddley fans coming through. So feel free to give them a wave, sir. They don't believe that you're actually here yet.
All right, year 12.
Year 12,
Year 12 have been looking
Geo.
at ecosystems.
Yeah, and this week, and the work we've actually just posted for you guys, is why the value and protection of ecosystems, why they're worth protecting. So there's essentially 5 areas or 5 little sub-dot points that you're going to need to talk about if you get past this in the HSC. Remember what they are?
The need to maintain genetic diversity.
That's 1.
Utility value.
2.
Intrinsic value.
Intrinsic value.
Heritage value. And
Natural.
biodiversity.
Let me check the
I
book.
think the last one was the correct word for that.
It's so close, but it's the need to allow natural
That's what I
change
said
to
first.
proceed. What?
What's it first?
No, you,
Oh, yeah, we
Yeah.
need to, yeah.
'cause
Biodiversity.
yeah, biodiversity. You said biodiversity. Yeah, it's good.
Same.
No, that's the same thing. So a couple of those ones, we've talked a lot about the importance of genetic diversity in our last week's stuff, so you can refer to that. But basically, how genetically diverse a species is very important for its own survival, but how many species there are in an ecosystem is also very important for those linkages and the trophic levels and all that sort of stuff. Utility value is super important right now because it's the current situation is really showing how that's important. Utility value is how much money or use we can, as humans, get out of an ecosystem. The example I always use is the Barrier Reef makes about $6 billion a year in tourism for the Australian economy. A lot of that goes to Queensland. And it's just like employment, people's incomes and stuff like that. The current situation is basically torpedoing that entirely. So with this situation, basically the Barrier Reef is going to lose all of its utility value because most of the tourism on the Barrier Reef is overseas tourists, which are now
Yeah.
they've stopped flights from everywhere.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be, there's a massive hit to the Australian economy and particularly the Queensland economy, just because there's billions and billions of dollars not being generated now. So that's what utility value is.
Do you want to hear what my favourite one is?
Please.
My favourite, well, it's not, heritage value isn't my favourite value, but my favourite example of heritage value. So heritage value is how we can use certain ecosystems to look at how things have been and how things were thousands of years ago.
I like it.
My favourite example is that we can actually go to Antarctica and we can drill these giant ice cores. So we pull out these giant bits of ice and then they're able to actually go back, and it's like rings of a tree. You can actually see the years in the ice core, and you can test it. You can see exactly how much CO2 was present in the atmosphere at the time that snow fell. So that means that we're able to reconstruct CO2 and climate over huge periods of time. That's been essential for our understanding of modern climate change. So that's my third example. I'm just getting so many comments coming through. It's really distracting.
There's Mr. Dibley, there's a big call online for Mr. Alon to come up and give us a shout out as well. So maybe we can organise that sometime in the future. So the last two were intrinsic value. Intrinsic value is quite easy to understand. It's basically valuable for its own sake, as in it doesn't need to be justified. Why is the barrier reef important? What if we made no money from the barrier reef? Like, would it have importance? It's important just because it's got its own intrinsic value.
Things have the right to life simply because they are living.
Yeah, things don't have to need to justify an existence to humans just to be valuable. They're valuable in their own rights. That's what intrinsic value means. And the need to allow natural change is essentially to occur. Is essentially just we need to let the process of evolution continue unimpeded by human activity. And we talked last week about how location of an ecosystem in relation to how close it is to humans was a very big impact on its vulnerability. The closer it is to humans, the more impacts it will likely take.
Yeah, so we looked at Darwin's finches and how are spread out on different islands and therefore they develop different beaks. If we'd gotten involved and not allowed that to naturally occur, Charles Darwin never would have come up with this theory of evolution. So it's really important for a number of reasons that we do actually just let ecosystems continue as they are. Now, hold on, we're live on YouTube.
Miss Deema's in the room.
Miss Deema, and I can tell you that she actually is here, so she's going to come on and say hi quickly. Who requested me?
Everyone, shout out to Miss Deema.
Oh, we've got some excited peeps here.
Yeah, just walk in front so we're still socially distanced.
And say, hey! We've got 33 students, so it's like a little class.
Yeah, we're gonna hold class right now, so it's good.
Right. There you go. You got what you wanted. We delivered.
I think there's still a big LK. Big shout out by LK for Miss Deema.
And TM wanted Miss Deema earlier as well.
There's still icons. I love it. Thank you, HR. So there's still a bit of a shout for Mr. Dibley just to do a quick shout out before we finish up. I think
Mr. Dibley.
Shout out. No. Mr. Dibley doesn't want to get on camera. Understandable. That's fine. All right. So
I think that's it.
We'll do more. We're going to do more live streams.
Yeah, I think Thursday.
Thursday we'll do one.
About it. We'll do one on Thursday for you guys.
And maybe we'll do one on. Might even be on Wednesday from your place, possibly. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. We'll let you know. We'll keep you updated.
But yeah, and we're going to do more specific stuff for each year group. But this is more or less the test, just to make sure we can do it and make sure it works, and make sure people log in and all that. So eventually we got it to work. So.
I've been doing a video today from Steamer as well, so that'll be coming at you soon. Make sure you like that one that comes out.
For my classes, I've done a bunch of videos answering questions that we did this week, but the internet's going really slow, so they're taking years to upload. So I'll do those all when I get home and we've got Wi-Fi again.
Guess what? I'm logging out.
All right.
Bye, Geo Squad.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
See ya.
We'll be back soon. Okay. Bye-bye.
Oh wait, I don't know how to stop. End.
Smash the computer.